Whatever the Holy Ghost is not powering sends a stench in God's nostril. It could be prayer, it could be fast. Sometimes you are fasting, but your fasting is smelling in God's nostril. That's how you don't get result. I told you before that the way the church, do you know that the church today is very perverse? Talk to me. Do you also know that it's also very prayerful? How can you be prayerful and remain perverse? People who understand prayer know that prayer promotes holiness. Now, if your prayer is not changing your character, it means you are not praying inspired by the Spirit. So when the Spirit inspires your prayer, it changes you, then move God. It changes you, then move God. When the Spirit inspires your fasting, it changes you, then move God. So, but we sometimes we fast because of need. We fast based on the flesh. We fast in the system of the Old Testament. The Old Testament fasted without inspiration. They were driven by their problems. Esther woke up one morning and was told by Mordecai, if you don't fast, we are in trouble. Sorry, if you don't go and meet the king, we're in trouble. Esther now said, okay, for me to meet the king, let me engage God. She now fasted. And God answered in that regard, in that system. But the system we are, you see, it's so sad that we today, we have not really understand how things change when Jesus resurrected. How things changed when the Holy Ghost was poured. So right from the day the Holy Ghost descended on earth, anything you do without being driven by the Spirit is not acceptable in God's sight. Because do you know that sin smells and sin lives in us? You may not be living in sin, but sin lives in you. You get my point? Everybody on it, no matter how holy you are, sin is living in you. Now the sin living in you is smelling. So in order to kill the stench, God poured his Spirit on us. So because the Spirit of God is us, there's no stench in our lives. Now here's the point. If the Spirit now is not there and it's not inspiring you to do the things you are doing, it could be preaching, it could be giving, it could be fasting, it could be anything, those things will smell. That's what the Bible says. What is not of faith is what? Sin. Now, why? Faith comes by hearing. So the Spirit helps you hear and helps you see and then give you the confidence. You now respond. Do you understand me? So that point, I didn't teach it completely because it has a lot of things stuck there. That is why sometimes the book of Isaiah chapter 60 was talking about, Isaiah 30, talking about enter into the presence of God. This is how we enter into, you sing. Why do we sing? We sing, you can start singing from the point of knowledge, then you hit the point of inspiration. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you prepare your heart before God. You can start